Lord, I come to you today with a heart that feels scattered and a mind that's constantly buzzing. In this world of endless notifications, likes and scrolling, I find myself caught in a web of comparison, distraction, and digital noise. My fingers reach for my phone before they reach for your word. My eyes scan feeds before they look to your face. The glow of screens has often replaced the glow of your presence in my daily life. Today, I'm seeking a different connection, one that truly satisfies my soul. I confess that social media has taken up space in my heart and mind that rightfully belongs to you. The hours I've spent scrolling through carefully curated highlights of others' lives have left me feeling inadequate, anxious, and somehow missing out. The constant stream of information has fragmented my attention and stolen my peace. Forgive me for the times I've allowed digital distractions to become digital idols, for moments when I've sought validation from likes rather than resting in your unchanging love for me. Your word tells us to be still and know that you are God. Yet stillness feels almost foreign in this constantly connected world. My mind has become accustomed to constant stimulation, making quiet moments uncomfortable rather than refreshing. Today, I ask for the courage to create space for silence, to embrace the discomfort of disconnecting so that I might reconnect with you. Help me remember that true peace isn't found in endless scrolling but in your presence, where fullness of joy resides. I recognize the good gifts technology offers, the ability to stay connected with loved ones far away, to share encouragement, to learn and grow. But like any gift, it can become harmful when used without boundaries. Give me wisdom to distinguish between healthy connection and unhealthy consumption. Help me use these tools intentionally rather than mindlessly, to be present rather than perpetually distracted, to contribute positively rather than falling into comparison or criticism. The constant exposure to others' highlight reels has sometimes made me question your plan for my life. I've wondered why my journey doesn't look like theirs, why my home isn't as beautiful, why my children aren't as accomplished, why my ministry isn't as visible. Remind me that you call me to run my own race, not to constantly look sideways at how others are running theirs. Help me embrace my unique story rather than coveting someone else's carefully filtered version of reality. I ask for the strength to establish healthy boundaries with technology. Give me courage to set aside my phone during family meals, to create tech-free zones in my home, to designate times for checking social media rather than allowing it to interrupt every moment. Help me model healthy digital habits for my children, showing them that relationships matter more than reels, that presence matters more than posts. Let our home be a place where faces receive more attention than screens. Lord, I long for the mental clarity and emotional peace that comes from an uncluttered mind. The constant influx of information, opinions, and images has created a kind of internal chaos that makes it difficult to hear your still, small voice. Today, I choose to step back from the noise, to create space for your whisper. In the quiet, recalibrate my perspective. Remind me what truly matters in light of eternity. Help me filter the flood of information through the truth of your unchanging word. For those watching this prayer who struggle with social media's grip on their lives, I want to share that in the first pinned comment, you'll find a special ebook called Don't Think, Trust and Surrender. This resource offers biblical wisdom and practical strategies for finding peace in a digitally saturated world. It provides guidance on creating healthy boundaries with technology while maintaining meaningful connections. Remember that finding balance is a journey, not a destination. I pray for healing from the subtle wounds social media may have inflicted on my heart. The comparison that breeds insecurity, the fear of missing out that steals contentment, the carefully constructed online personas that make authenticity feel risky. Replace these with the truth of who I am in you. Fully known, fully loved, fully accepted. Let your voice speak louder than the countless voices clamoring for my attention online. Remind me that I don't need to perform or present a perfect image to be worthy of love. Lord, restore to me the joy of uninterrupted presence, with you and with those you've placed in my life. Help me rediscover the beauty of giving someone my full attention, of looking into their eyes without glancing at notifications, of listening deeply without the distraction of what I might post about this moment later. Teach me again how to be fully present in each moment, receiving it as a gift rather than documenting it for others' consumption or approval. I ask for discernment about what I consume online. Just as I'm careful about what food I put into my body, help me be intentional about what content I allow into my mind. Guide me toward accounts and content that inspire faith rather than fear, gratitude rather than greed, connection rather than comparison. Give me courage to unfollow or mute voices that consistently leave me feeling inadequate, anxious, or discontent, even when those choices might seem socially awkward or difficult. Lord, I recognize that often my reaching for my phone is actually a reaching for something deeper: connection, affirmation, escape, entertainment, or information. Help me identify the legitimate needs behind my digital habits and find healthier ways to meet them. When I'm lonely, help me reach out for real conversation rather than scrolling through feeds. When I'm bored, help me embrace creativity or rest rather than mindless consumption. When I'm anxious, help me turn to prayer rather than distraction. I pray for a renewed mind that automatically evaluates online content through the filter of Philippians 4 verse 8. Whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, or praiseworthy. Give me the wisdom to recognize subtle lies, the courage to reject negativity, and the discipline to focus on content that builds up rather than tears down. Let my online presence be characterized by the fruit of your Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Lord, I ask for the gift of contentment with my own life, my own home, family, appearance, and journey. The constant exposure to others' carefully curated images has made it increasingly difficult to appreciate the beautiful, ordinary moments of my own story. Open my eyes to the blessings right in front of me. Help me capture mental snapshots of joy and gratitude that don't need filters or sharing to be valuable. Remind me that a life doesn't need to be documented to be meaningful. I pray for wisdom in how I present myself online. Forgive me for the times I've cultivated an image rather than shared authentically, when I've sought to impress rather than to connect. Help me use social media as a tool for genuine community and encouragement rather than validation or self-promotion. Give me courage to be real about both struggles and joys, to share in ways that make others feel less alone rather than more inadequate. Let my online presence point to you rather than drawing attention to myself. Lord, restore to me the lost art of boredom, those empty spaces that spark creativity, reflection, and wonder. In a world that rushes to fill every moment with content, help me embrace the gift of unfilled time. In those spaces, speak to my heart. Awaken dreams you've placed within me. Reveal insights I've been too busy to notice. Remind me that innovation, inspiration, and intimacy with you often happen in the margins, in the quiet moments our culture is so quick to fill with noise. I ask for healing in relationships that may have been damaged by digital distraction. Forgive me for the times I've been physically present but mentally absent with my loved ones, when I've chosen scrolling over engaging, when I've missed precious moments because my attention was elsewhere. Help me rebuild connections that may have grown distant, to listen more attentively, to engage more fully. Show me how to use technology to enhance rather than replace face-to-face relationships. Lord, I pray for freedom from the tyranny of urgent but unimportant digital demands. The constant pings, notifications, and updates create a false sense of urgency that keeps me reacting rather than intentionally choosing how to spend my limited time and attention. Help me distinguish between what truly requires immediate response and what can wait, or perhaps doesn't need my attention at all. Give me courage to disappoint others' expectations of instant availability for the sake of being fully present with you and those right in front of me. I ask for the discipline to begin and end my days with you rather than with social media. When I wake, help me reach for your word before my phone, to fill my mind with truth before opinions. As I end my day, help me reflect on real moments of connection and growth rather than scrolling through one last update. Bookend my days with your presence, creating a foundation and covering that puts technology in its proper place. A tool to be used rather than a master to be served. Lord, I pray for a healthy perspective on the value and limitations of online community. While I'm grateful for connections that transcend geography, Remind me that these can supplement but never replace the gift of in-person relationships. Give me courage to be vulnerable in real-life community, to open my home and heart to others, to invest in friendships that involve shared experiences rather than just shared content. Help me use technology to enhance rather than replace the beautiful mess of face-to-face connection. I ask for wisdom in how I spend the precious resource of my attention. In a world designed to capture and monetize every moment of focus, help me be intentional about where I direct this limited gift. Remind me that what I consistently give my attention to shapes who I become. Guide me toward investing in relationships, skills, and experiences that build lasting value rather than momentary distraction. Help me choose the important over the urgent, the eternal over the temporary. Lord, I pray for the courage to embrace regular digital Sabbaths, intentional times of disconnecting from technology to reconnect with you, with loved ones, and with myself. Whether it's a day each week, an evening, or even just meal times, help me create tech-free spaces that allow for deeper presence and connection. In these times of digital fasting, restore my perspective, reset my habits, and remind me that I was created for more than consumption and distraction. I ask for healing from any addiction to the dopamine hits of likes, comments, and notifications. The human brain wasn't designed for this constant stream of social feedback, and I recognize the ways it has rewired my expectations and responses. Restore healthy neural pathways that find satisfaction in real accomplishment, genuine connection, and especially in your presence rather than in the fleeting validation of online metrics. Free me from checking my phone compulsively, from the anxiety of missing notifications, from measuring my worth by online response. Lord, I pray for wisdom in navigating the information overload that characterizes our digital age. With endless opinions, articles, videos, and posts available at my fingertips, I can feel paralyzed by options or scattered in my thinking. Help me develop discernment about what information deserves my attention, what can be skimmed, and what can be ignored entirely. Guide me toward sources that are truthful, nuanced, and life-giving rather than sensationalized, polarizing, or anxiety-producing. I ask for the grace to be gentle with myself in this journey toward digital health. Change doesn't happen overnight, and I will likely have days of progress and days of setback. When I fall short of my intentions, help me begin again without shame or discouragement. Remind me that you are patient with my growth, that lasting change comes through small, consistent choices rather than dramatic resolutions. Let each step toward digital balance be motivated by love rather than legalism. Lord, I pray for our children and the unique challenges they face growing up in this hyper-connected world. Many have never known life without screens and social validation. Give parents wisdom to guide the next generation toward healthy digital habits. Help us model the balance we hope to see in them. Protect young minds and hearts from the pressures, comparisons, and dangers that exist online. Raise up a generation that uses technology as a tool for good without being defined or controlled by it. I ask for discernment about when to speak up and when to be silent online. In a world quick to share opinions on everything, give me wisdom to know which conversations to engage in and which to observe or avoid entirely. Guard my heart against the pride that needs to be heard on every issue, the fear that silences important truths, and the anger that speaks without love. Let my digital communication be characterized by grace and truth, building bridges rather than barriers. Lord, restore to me the gift of wonder that's often dulled by constant digital stimulation. Help me notice the beauty of a sunset without thinking about how it would look on Instagram, to enjoy a meal without documenting it, to experience a moment fully without mentally crafting how I'll share it later. Open my eyes to the everyday miracles around me, the changing seasons, the gift of friendship, the simple pleasures that bring true joy. Let me be fully present to receive these gifts with gratitude. I ask that you would help me and everyone watching to find the right balance with technology, using it as the tool it was meant to be while preventing it from using us. May we discover the peace that comes from being fully present, the joy of undistracted relationships, and the freedom of living for an audience of one rather than for online approval. If this prayer has resonated with your heart, please share it with someone else who might be struggling to find digital balance. Together, we can encourage each other toward healthier habits that make space for what truly matters.